Hey everyone, it's Eric here from Macbook. Got another video for you guys today. Got this nice, of course we always got a MacBook in here, that's what we do. Got it in here for repair. It's a nice looks like an older one. It's 2017 though, A1466 model. We're going to be going in here because it has a problem and we need to figure out what's going on with it. So, there's no power. So what do we do first? We want to check to see if there is power. Maybe a bad charger. We always want to try to do the simplest thing first, right before you really get into it, because you'll be surprised how many times you just plug it in, it just works. No, actually it doesn't. And you'll actually be surprised because it doesn't really happen. So, but anyways, we always like to see the symptoms because plugging in a charger can really tell you a lot about what's going on there, right? Especially if there is AC light, especially these ones. These are MagSafe ones. This is the older MagSafe one. It's not the MagSafe 1, it's the MagSafe 2. So there's a little thinner one, and it has all stuff going on up in here, right? In this area. That's why you get that light. It's really important to always get a genuine one if you can for these models, especially for these ones, right? Because you don't want something frying your machine. So you plug it in, what do we get here? Green light, orange light. Does it turn on? Let's see. Don't hear the chime. Got any fan spin? Nothing. So I took off the back. Let's see, we plugged it in. Oh, it looks like it just all of a sudden just went out there, right? Did you see that? I don't know if that's for the connection, but let's see. Plug it in. Here, we actually have it open here for people at home. See, the fan should be spinning or something, right, when you plug it in. But something's shorting it, something's actually happened. Now, I'm interested because you did see that light actually go off for a second there. Well, let's try something else, right? So what we want to do is we want to do the next easiest thing, right? We do a nice visual inspection to see if there's anything super obvious. It looks very, very clean. Let's take this out. If you look at it, it looks very clean. Very, very clean. You even see there's little indicators here too, along, where can I find one? Oh, they're everywhere, right? We're looking for one. So there's like indicators here. You see this next to this big coil here? That little white dot? So if it gets impacted by liquid, it might change the color from white to red. And that's really obvious for something like that. So, well, this coil looks really clean. So there can't be liquid spill, right? Or there can't be something obvious, right? It has to be something more difficult. So now what we want to do is we want to work our way to the next step. What is what? We want to make sure we remove everything so there's nothing else that's causing it short. We've seen a lot of times before, or we actually made a few videos about this, because if you see what's actually connected here on the keyboard, the keyboard connection has a power button, and for the power button to be part of the keyboard, that means there is a connection that can short. That means there is something that actually, when you press the power button, it does something, has to connect to the board, right, to understand power. So sometimes that could be the case too. And the keyboard connection is what? It's part here. That's actually the trackpad connection, but if we remove the battery, let's just take that up real quick. Okay, so we take out the battery, and we can see what? There's a few things going on here. This is very obvious and very easy to actually explain, because the keyboard is connected to this board here, which connects from the trackpad to the trackpad connects here, right there, to the motherboard. So if we take this out, there is technically no connection whatsoever from the keyboard itself to, or the keyboard or the trackpad itself to the actual computer. So let's see if I plug it in now, see if it changes anything. Oh wow, you see that? Now it spins. It actually turns on there. So let's see if we actually get an image. Well, actually there's no SSD. I took out the SSD too. I'm trying to hold down the Option key. That doesn't do it as well. Let's get out there and let's go ahead and plug it. Let me see what else we got. So I have like an external keyboard. Let's see, because it is still on. It's probably going to show the folder icon because there's no hard drive connected. But it's going to take a while because it's searching. So if I plug in my external keyboard here, oh, there it goes. Okay, so it turns on. Wow, look at that. So if I unplug this here, let's try it again. So let's make sure. So if I plug this back in here, right, the fan actually isn't going to spin anymore, right, because it's shorting out. You see that? So it's not turning on. And watch, I'm even going to show this here. You can do this. This is fine. So I take out this. Oh, wow, look at that. The fan spun when I took out this connection. So what does this tell you? This tells you there's a problem somewhere. Where? Well, it's either with the keyboard or it's with the trackpad. So we can actually easily find that out, which one it is. Let's turn it off again. And now I'm going to connect this here. And I'm curious because I think there might be a problem with the keyboard. I'm going to disconnect this here. There you go. So now the keyboard connection you can see is actually loose. Loosey-goosey. Now I'm going to plug this in again. See what happens. I'm going to power back on. No. So the problem isn't with the keyboard. So it looks like it might be a problem with the trackpad. So let's just try one more time. Let me see. If I remove this. Oh, wow. Look, it turns on again. So the problem isn't with the keyboard. We have a problem with our trackpad. And a trackpad could have something. So if we go under the microscope, maybe we'll see something really obvious. Maybe there'll be some type of liquid. It's really hard to see from here to really tell. Well, let's go under the microscope. Let me see if I can see anything for this. Take these out. And this is just going to come out this way. All right, just like that. Goes through. And we can go over. So you have to remember how you put it back in. Because sometimes I get a little bit confused. It's really easy to do that. Okay, so I have the trackpad out. So you have a problem either with the connection here, maybe there's some type of liquid spill or something, or there's a problem with a cable. So let's go under the microscope, take a look. So we're going to be looking, see if there's any obvious damage here. Looks really clean. Don't really see anything super obvious. Maybe the cable is bad. Is the cable bad? Let's take a look. Let's undo this. Oh, is that something? You see that under here? It's a little bit corroded, a little bit. Let's take up the thing all the way, so be careful. Ah, you see that? Ah, look at that. That's your bigger problem. So maybe this is fine. Maybe I didn't have to take this out all the way. Looks like you have the problem with the cable here. Now, this gets a bit damaged, and I mean, we could do like obvious cleaning for that, but it's really what's the point? I want to make sure that it's actually going to be okay. We always just like to get another one because especially you see some like little burn up here on the bottom there. It's a little bit scratched up, a little bit damaged. It's better to make sure that we actually do make sure there's no problems with this because we don't want even a little drop to give a problem. So we'll most likely just want to replace it anyway. But it's good to see just that little drop can knock it off. And that little drop is what's causing this short there. See, this part I don't like it too much. It could give a problem. So usually when we see something like that, I could see this part's a little bit too damaged there. I mean, it may be able to work, but we don't want the customer coming back giving it a problem. And these ones are a little bit more simpler to just do a quick, easy little replacement there. So we might as well just do that. But let's take a look over here. I'm curious more about this because this is probably one where we don't need to do a full replacement, which is great. Here's one to try to use the original stuff, but we could probably just clean in here a little bit. See that? Can you guys see that? See it? It's just a little dirty in there. It's not too bad. Go ahead. There we go. See how that just almost all came out there. And what would be perfect, these are teeth. So what's good for teeth is a toothbrush. So we can go ahead and make sure we clean it more in there. We want to be careful. We don't want to knock the little flap there. This side looks to be good. Look to be all right there. So I think let's just get a cable. Let's just replace the cable and that should be it. So put it back. Now, let's do the moment of truth, huh? So we got our cable here. We got a new cable. Okay, plug it in that side. Let's plug it in this side too. All right, let's plug it in. You see that? Fan spin. We should have keyboard and mouse support now. I'm gonna hold down Option here, so the keyboard should work. And we'll check the trackpad. Okay, keyboard shows, because that's how you get to this option screen. There you go, your trackpad. You have a working Macbook. Wow. With no damage to the logic board, but damage somewhere else. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video today. You see, even though this is an older one, it's still a pretty relevant one. Actually, we had another one just like this one come in, and the customer's just like, I just don't want to buy another one. I just want to fix what I have here. So that's what we always like to do. We like to try to promote that as definitely as much as we can. Always, because these are usually pretty good. Again, they have like a solid state drive in here. So, you know, they do come with a lot of specs. Sometimes you get i5, i7, you get this SSD drive in here. With them too, and which makes them pretty speedy, especially if they're great for more basic use. If you're just using it for web browsing, document editing, they're great, nice, very compact. very easy to fix too. So we always love those, and repairability is always there. And at least you get the SSD, which is a little bit modular. You can always upgrade those. That's a nice thing to always see there. And for parts availability, those things are a little bit better. It doesn't have that super high-end Retina screen, and doesn't have the blazing speeds, obviously, as the M1 Pros or the M2s, or the M1s or the M2s and the M1 Pros. But it still is a very nice, viable machine that we always like to see here. It's always a trip down memory lane with these ones, because they've made these models for a long time. And they're very similar looking, but it's always fun to do repair. So hope you guys found this video very informative, enjoyed watching the little trip for this MacBook that has no damage to the logic board whatsoever, but still isn't powering on, and it's not a battery. Imagine that. Wow. So hope you guys enjoyed, learned something today, and see you guys next video. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care. Bye.